वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयन्ति। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So we are continuing our discussion on Bhagavad Gita. We'll start with chapter 11 with the universal form. That's why in the background you can see the picture of Krishna showing his universal form to Arjuna. In the background of two-handed Krishna, there is a universal form. Text 1. Arjuna Vacha Madanugraya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam Yatvayoktam Vachastena Moho Ayam Vigato Mama. So in the previous chapter, Krishna showed some of his opulences to Arjuna, and then in the end he said, what's the use of all this? I just control, not the control, the word he used was Vishtabhyamihadam. With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So now Arjun is saying, Arjun said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. So at this time, Arjun, even in 10th chapter, when Arjun said Param Parama Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavam, so Arjun had understood Krishna's position. And now Arjun is again saying, my illusion is now dispelled. My illusion is completely gone now. He is not in moha anymore. Purport. This chapter reveals Krishna as the cause of all causes. He is even the cause of the Mahavishnu from whom the material universes emanate. Krishna is not an incarnation. He is the source of all incarnations. That has been completely explained in the last chapter. Like Krishna, when he says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, means everything comes from me. Everything means even Mahavishnu, Balramji, everybody comes from him. So here Prabhupada is explaining Krishna is not an incarnation. He is not incarnation of Vishnu. He is the source of all incarnations. From him everything comes and everybody comes. Now, as far as Arjun is concerned, he says that his illusion is over. This means that Arjun no longer thinks of Krishna as a mere human being, as a friend of his, but as a source of everything. Arjun is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna. But now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything, others may not. So, in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. Actually, when one sees the universal form of Krishna, one becomes frightened, like Arjun. But Krishna is so kind that after showing it, he converts himself again into his original form. Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has several times said. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. So Arjuna acknowledges that all this is happening to him by Krishna's grace. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everyone's heart as a super soul. So Arjuna is fully convinced, and now he will ask for to show the universal form in this chapter for people like us to be convinced that Krishna is not an ordinary person. He's a supreme personality of Godhead. And everything comes from him, everything rests upon him. Text 2. Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam shruto vistarsho maya twatah kamal patraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Purport. Arjuna addresses Lord Krishna as lotus-eyed. Krishna's eyes appear just like the petals of a lotus flower. Out of his joy for Krishna has assured him in a previous chapter, Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhava Pralayastata. I am the source of the appearance and disappearance of this entire material manifestation. Arjuna has heard of this from the Lord in detail. Arjuna further knows that in spite of his being the source of all appearances and disappearances, he is aloof from them. As the Lord has said in the 9th chapter, he is all pervading, yet he is not personally present everywhere. That's a inconceivable opulence of Krishna, which Arjuna admits that he has thoroughly understood. So Arjuna here is referring to Krishna as lotus-eyed one. Although Krishna showed him or explained to him all his opulences, some of his opulences, not even all. Now Arjuna and Prabhupada say out of joy, because understanding Krishna's opulences, of course, Arjuna was little bit in awe and reverence, but out of his joy, he's addressing Krishna as, oh, lotus-eyed one. And now later on, when Krishna shows him his universal form, and especially the ghastly form, even in the universal form, Arjuna will start shivering with fear. What is this I'm seeing? No more lotus-eyed anymore, Krishna. Let's see further. Text 3. Evam etat yatharthatvam atmanam parameshwaram drishtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottamam. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. The Lord said that because he entered into the material universe by his personal representation, the cosmic manifestation has been made possible and is going on. This is what he said in the previous chapter. Now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he is inspired by the statements of Krishna. But in order to convince others in the future who may think that Krishna is an ordinary person, Arjuna desires to see him actually in his universal form, to see how he is acting from within the universe, although he is apart from it. Arjuna's addressing the Lord as Purushottam is also significant. Since the Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is present within Arjuna himself. Therefore, he knows the desire of Arjuna and he can understand that Arjuna has no special desire to see him in his universal form. For Arjuna is completely satisfied to see him in his personal form of Krishna. But the Lord can understand also that Arjuna wants to see the universal form to convince others. Arjuna did not have any personal desire for confirmation. Krishna also understands that. Arjuna wants to see the universal form to set a criterion, for in the future there would be so many impostors who would pose themselves as incarnation of God. The people, therefore, should be careful. One who claims to be Krishna or God should be prepared to show his universal form to confirm his claim to the people. So Krishna understands that Arjuna is not asking to see this universal form for himself. He wants to convince for others to understand who's Krishna, what's his position. That's why he says, show me your universal form. And another point that Prabhupada has once made in his lectures on these verses, here Arjuna is saying, I want to see that form of yours, means the universal form. So again, Krishna is is a person. Even his universal form, when he shows, is a person. It's not impersonal. That's one thing. Also, through Arjun, we can understand that Krishna is not impersonal. He is not Brahmajyoti. He is a person. He is not Nirvikar, or Nirakar, and no matter, I don't know how many words they use. It's not true. He's a person. Even the universal form is a person. Text 4. Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drishtum iti prabhu yogeshwar tato metvam darshayatmanam avyayam. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. So this is another way of approaching Krishna that Arjuna is saying. He's not demanding, he is humbly requesting him that if I am able to behold your cosmic form, if I am eligible, please show it to me. It is said that one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive the Supreme Lord Krishna by the material senses. But if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Means it's only by mercy of Krishna one can see Krishna's form. Even the universal form one cannot see without Krishna's mercy. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. Therefore, it's not possible to see or to understand the Supreme Lord. Arjuna, as a devotee, does not depend on his speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's inestimable position. Arjuna could understand that for a living entity, it's not possible to understand the unlimited infinite. If the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The word Yogeshwar is also very significant because the Lord has inconceivable power. If he likes, he can reveal himself by his grace, although he is unlimited. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. He does not give Krishna orders. Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. Thus, it's not possible for persons to depend on the strength of their mental speculations to see Krishna. So, this is the position. Of course, towards the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna had ordered Krishna to take his chariot between the two armies, because he wanted to see on both sides people, warriors who have come there with the desire to fight. Apparently, of course, Arjuna knew who Krishna is, but Krishna hadn't revealed his opulences till that time, and Arjuna hadn't understood his position as Krishna, his supreme personality of Godhead. But now he is begging that if I'm eligible, or if you give me your mercy, then I would be able to behold this universal form. Text 5. Shri Bhagwan Vacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatshovat Sahasrasha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds and thousands of varied, divine and multicolored forms. So Krishna not only gave his mercy to Arjuna, he also, later on it is explained, he gives him divine eyes to behold all these divine forms. Means with our material senses, our material eyes, we cannot see Krishna, we cannot perceive of Krishna. We have so many limitations, and Krishna is unlimited. So only by his mercy we would be able to perceive of him. And that his mercy will come in accordance with how much surrendered we are. Arjun became fully surrendered here. So Krishna gave him full mercy. So we also, if we are surrendered, how much surrendered we are, Krishna can give us mercy also, and by which we would be able to see him, perceive him, touch him, play with him, serve him. But it will all depend on His mercy and our surrender. Arjun wanted to see Krishna in his universal form, which, although a transcendental form, is just manifested for the cosmic manifestation and is therefore subject to the temporary time of this material nature. As the material nature is manifested and not manifested, similarly, this universal form of Krishna is manifested and non manifested. It's not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Krishna's other forms. As far as devotee is concerned, he is not eager to see the universal form. But because Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in this way, Krishna reveals this form. This universal form is not possible to be seen by an ordinary man. Krishna must give one the power to see it. So here Prabhupada is saying, although this universal form is a material form, but still to see that form, one has to have special eyes. Pashyadityan basun rudran ashvino marutaskata bahuni drishtu purvani pasyaschyaryani bharata. O best of the Bharat, see here the different manifestation of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all of the demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Even though Arjun was a personal friend of Krishna and the most advanced of learned men, it was still not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. Here it is stated that humans have neither heard nor known of all these forms and manifestations. Now Krishna reveals these wonderful forms. But Krishna had shown universal form to Duryodhana also when Krishna went as a peace messenger and Duryodhana ordered his soldiers to capture Krishna, to arrest Krishna. And at that time, Krishna showed his universal form to let Duryodhana know who he really is and how can his puny soldiers arrest him. But the universal form that Krishna showed over there and the universal form shown here is much different. Here he'll show in more details. So that's why Krishna is saying that humans have neither heard nor known of all these forms of manifestations. Because before this, Krishna had never shown this form to anybody. Iha kastam jagat kritsnam pashyadya sacharacharam mam dehe gudakesha yachanyad drishtum ichhasi. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything, moving and non-moving, is here completely in one place. So just sitting on the chariot here, like you see in the background of mine, Arjuna is sitting on the chariot and Krishna is showing his universal form, and then he saw this universal form sitting on his chariot only. He saw the whole universal form. Everywhere he could see Krishna. Krishna says, purport. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Even the most advanced scientists cannot see what's going on in other parts of the universe. But a devotee like Arjun can see everything that exists in any part of the universe. Not just exist, Krishna gives him the power to see anyone. The mercy of Krishna is able to see everything. Just sitting on his chariot, it's like a three-dimensional TV, not just three-dimensional, because he could see past, present, and future. So I don't know how many dimensions are there. And Krishna showed him everything. Text it. Natumam shakyase drishtum anena sachakshucha Divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogameshwaram. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Just like if somebody wants to go a 3D movie, he cannot see. He can see, but he won't be able to enjoy all the special effects with his naked eyes. So he has to have the special glasses by which he can see the 3D movie properly and really enjoy it. So similarly, I mean, if to watch a 3D movie, we need some special glasses. So what to speak of seeing past, present, and future, and just sitting at one place, seeing the whole universe over there. So Arjun really needed special glasses. So which was the special eyes Krishna gave. A pure devotee does not like to see Krishna in any form except his form with two hands. A devotee must see his universal form by his grace, not with the mind but with spiritual eyes. To see the universal form of Krishna, Arjuna is told not to change his mind but his vision. The universal form of Krishna is not very important. That will be clear in the subsequent verses. Yet, because Arjun wanted to see it, Krishna, the Lord gives him the particular vision to see that universal form. Devotees who are correctly situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. The playmates of Krishna, the friends of Krishna, and the parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. They're so immersed in pure love that they do not even know that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Just like Krishna had opened his mouth twice and showed the whole Brahman, whole universe in his mouth to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda would look at this scene and she would get like mesmerized, confused. What is this? Why is Krishna? Who is this Lala of mine? And then Krishna had to hide this universal uh, display in his mouth because otherwise he won't be able to relish that the motherly love of Yashoda Maya towards him. So see Yashoda Maya, so see the position of Yashoda Maya and compared to Arjun. Arjun will see the universal form and he'll get bewildered. But and Arjun wanted to see. Yashoda Maya never wanted to see that form. Krishna showed her, but she got bewildered just for a few moments. Who is this? And then again, Krishna covers the whole thing with Yogamaya potency. So Yashodamaya forgets. So that's her love for Krishna. That's the mood she has towards Krishna. Opulence cannot exist in that mood. There's no place of opulence of Krishna in Vrindavan. That's why even the universal form or Brahman, when he showed his Brahman in his mouth, nobody or Yashoda Maya didn't really like that. And then Krishna had to hide it. Similarly, like Prabhupada is saying, the playmates of Krishna, friends of Krishna, parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. Of course, even if he shows his opulences in Vrindavan, nobody really believes he's God. Nobody bothers about it. He's God. None. His playmates would jump on his back when they're playing and they're fighting and they would steal each other's lunch. And who can do that with God? So this is the sweetness of Krishna, one of the sweetnesses of Krishna, that his pastimes are very sweet and his dealings with his devotees is very sweet. It's full of sweetness. There's no opulence at all. None. Lord Ram, on the other hand, yes, his pastimes are very sweet, but his dealing with his devotees is on a level of respect and opulence and awe and reverence, that kind of dealings. Of course, both have their own set of devotees and they have the special dealings with them. But Krishna's pastimes are considered more sweet because there is no question of any opulence. Even if he displays, all the time he displays, but devotees, they still don't believe it, that Krishna is God. In the loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the boys who play with Krishna are all highly pious souls, and after many, many births, they are able to play with Krishna. Such boys do not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They take him as a personal friend. Therefore, Shukdev Goswami recites this verse. Here is a supreme person who is considered the impersonal Brahman by great sages, the supreme personality of Godhead by devotees, and a product of material nature by ordinary men. Now, these boys who have performed many, many pious activities in their past lives are playing with that supreme personality of Godhead. So these cowherd boys, they're playing with him, considering him an ordinary cowherd boy, just like themselves. And their greatest friend, obviously, that loving mood is there, but as a friend. The fact is that devotee is not concerned with seeing the Vishwarupa or the universal form, but Arjuna wanted to see it, to substantiate Krishna's statement so that in the future people could understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as the supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. So it's not just a bookish knowledge that Krishna has a universal form, or Krishna showed his universal. It wasn't theoretical or philosophical, it was exact. Actually, he showed that form to Arjuna. Arjun must confirm this because Arjun is the beginning of the parampara system. Those who are actually interested in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and who follow in the footsteps of Arjuna, should understand that Krishna not only theoretically presented himself as a Supreme, but actually revealed himself as a Supreme. So this is also one of the things that people who claim to be God, they should be able to not just theoretically present, but they should be able to reveal their universal form and prove that they are God. The Lord gave Arjuna the necessary power to see his universal form because he knew that Arjuna did not particularly want to see it, as we have already explained. Text 9. Sanjay Vacha Evam Mukta Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Harihi Darshayamasa Parthaya Paramam Rupameshwaram. Sanjay said, O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of God, had displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Text 10 and 11. Anek vaktra nayanam, anek adbhut darshanam, anek divya bharanam, divya eko jatayudham, divya malyam baradharam, divya gandhanulepanam, sarvashcharyamayam devam, anantam vishwato mukham. Arjun saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. So the universal form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. Means the form was really a form. It wasn't like energy or light or something. See, because on something impersonal, on some light, we cannot put ornaments and we cannot hold any weapons. So that's why it was a form. Although it was huge, it was covering the whole universe. In these two verses, the repeated use of the word many indicates that there was no limit to the number of hands. So many means unlimited actually. Unlimited hands, mouths, legs, and other manifestations. Arjun was seeing. These manifestations were distributed throughout the universe, but by the grace of the Lord, Arjun could see them while sitting in one place. That was due to the inconceivable potency of Krishna. So Krishna, if he wants, he can do everything for his devotees, and by his mercy, devotees can do something impossible or something very miraculous. Text 12. दिवि सूर्य सहस्रस्य सहस्रस्य भवेत् युग उपदुत्थिता यदि भासदृशी सा स्यात् भासस्तस्य महात्मनः. If hundreds and thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person, that universal form. What Arjun saw was indescribable, yet Sanjay is trying to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra. Neither Sanjay nor Dhritarashtra was present, but Sanjay, by the grace of Vyas, could see whatever happened. Thus, he now compares the situation, as far as it can be understood, to an imaginable phenomenon, that is, thousands of suns. So Dhritarashtra was blind, and here Sanjay is there in his room trying to tell him what happened before the war, and now he had to explain this universal form. So before he said universal form had unlimited hands and mouths and legs and this and that. So he was thinking maybe Dhritarashtra didn't understand exactly what is going on. So he is trying to give him an idea of suns, like thousands of suns. If they were to rise at once in the sky, their radiance, what it would be like. So Dhritarashtra, obviously, even though he was blind, but he must have heard of sun, how powerful sun god is, and how much light it gives. And so he might be able to compare that kind of light with whatever Sanjay is talking. Text 13. Tatraikastam jagatkritznam pravibhaktam anekadha apashyad dev devasya sharire pandavastada. At that time, Arjun could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe, situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. So, unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided in many, many thousands. The word Tatra there is very significant. It indicates that both Krishna and Arjun were sitting on the chariot when Arjun saw the universal form. Others on the battlefield could not see this form because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjuna. Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna many thousands of planets. As we learn from Vedic scriptures, there are many universes and many planets. Some of them are made of earth, some are made of gold, some are made of jewels, some are very great, some are not so great, etc. Sitting on his chariot, Arjun could see all these, but no one could understand what was going on between Arjun and Krishna. So this was a special eyes only Arjun had. Tata sa vismya vishto. Tata sa vismya vishto hrishto roma dhananjaya pranamya shisa devam kritanjali rabhachata. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjun low bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. So he's bewildered, he's astonished, and he's scared. He's bowing his head, and is offering obeisances and offering prayers. Once a divine vision is revealed, the relationship between Krishna and Arjun changes immediately. Before Krishna and Arjuna had a relationship based on friendship. But here, after the revelation, Arjuna is offering obeisances with great respect, and with folded hands he's praying to Krishna. He's praising the universal form. Thus, Arjuna's relationship becomes one of wonder rather than friendship. So there are five primary rasas between Jiva and Krishna, and there are seven secondary as well. The five primary are Shant Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And seven secondary, I don't remember all of them, were horror or chivalry, fear, ghastliness. So these are also seven. These are seven. So here, Arjun, although he was in Sakya Ras, but he became on the secondary Ras became of wonder. Oh, who is he? Who is this friend of mine? Great devotees see Krishna as the reservoir of all relationships. In the scripture, there are 12 basic kinds of relationships mentioned, and all of them are present in Krishna. It's said that he is the ocean of all the relationships exchanged between two living entities, between gods, between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Here, Arjun was inspired by the relationship of wonder, and in that wonder, although he was by nature very sober, calm, and quiet, he became ecstatic. His hair stood up and he began to offer his obeisances unto the Supreme Lord with folded hands. He was not, however, afraid. He was affected by the wonders of the Supreme Lord. The immediate context is wonder. His natural loving friendship was overwhelmed by wonder, and thus he reacted in this way. Text 15. Arjuna Vacha Pashyami Devastav Devadehe Sarvansata Bhut Vishesha Sangam Brahmanam Isham Kamalasanastham Rishinscha Sarvanuragancha Divyam. Arjuna said, my dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. So he's seeing Brahma and Vishnu, all the demigods, all the sages in the in the universal form. Arjuna sees everything in the universe. Therefore, he sees Brahma, who is the first creature in the universe, and the celestial serpent upon which the Garbhodaksha Vishnu lies in the lower regions of the universe. This snake bed is called Vasuki. There are also other snakes known as Vasuki. Arjuna can see from the Garbhodaksha Vishnu up to the topmost part of the planet of the lotus flower, planet where Brahma, the first creature of the universe, resides. That means that was possible only by the grace of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So Arjun could see everything, the whole length and breadth of the whole universe. Amazing power he got, and amazing mercy he got from Krishna. Text 16. Anek bahudar vaktra netram pashyami tam sarvato ananta rupam antam na madhyam na punastvadim pashyami vishveshwar vishwarupam. O Lord of the universe, or universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is unlimited. All thus, through him, everything could be seen. So that's the position of Krishna. Arjuna is saying, I see many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Amazing form that Krishna has shown to Arjuna. Text 17. Kiritanam Gadinam Chakranam Cha Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam Pashyami Tvam Dur Niriksham Samanta Disan Lark Dutim Aprameyam. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides, like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. So the form was difficult to see because of the glaring effulgence. I said in previous verses that it's like thousands of suns have risen at the same time. If you're going in the summertime and in the middle of the day, if you look up at the sun, how difficult it is to see the sun if it is shining to his full capacity. But here Arjun is seeing thousands of suns together. But because it was a mercy of Krishna, he could see. Text 18. Tvam aksharam paramam vedittavyam tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam tvam adhyaya shashvat dharma gupta sanatanastvam purusho matome. You're the supreme primal objective. You're the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You're the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. So, seeing Krishna's universal form, Arjuna is praying and glorifying that form also. Text 19. Anadi madhyantam anantaviryam anantabahu shashisurya netram pashyami tvam deepta utashavaktam swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. There is no limit to the extent of the six opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here, in many other places, there is repetition. But according to scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It's said that at times of bewilderment or wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. That's not a flaw. It's love. Or it's being bewildered by the opulence. So there is no, and look at what Arjuna say, I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Duryodhana was never shown this kind of form. He was shown some universal form, but it was maybe like 5 or 10% of what Arjuna is saying here. Dhyava prithivyur adim antaram thi vyaptam tvayaken dishashcha sarva drishtva adbhutam rupam ukram tavedam lokatrayam pravayatitam mahatmanam. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. The space between heaven and earth and Lokatrayam, the three worlds, are significant words in this verse because it appears that not only did Arjuna see this universal form of the Lord, but others in the other planetary systems saw it also. Arjuna's seeing of the universal form was not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed with great vision saw that universal form on the battlefield. So before this, nobody had seen this form, but today, when Arjuna is seeing it is Prabhupada writing that others in the other planetary systems, means devas, demigods, they also saw that form. Because after seeing this form, they're also greatly perturbed, they're disturbed. Text 21. Amihitvam surasanga vishanti kechid bhita pranjalyo grinanti swasti tyuktva maharshi siddhasanga stvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So they are all the demigods and sages, they're obviously standing in the sky and they're praying to the universal. The demigods in all the planetary systems feared the terrific manifestation of the universal form and its glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection. Pahimam, Pahimam, they're pretty much praying like. Text 22. Rudraditya vasvo yecha sadhyam vishve ashvino marutash choshma pashchaha gandharvya sur adis sur siddha sangha vikshante tvam vismitash jaina sarve. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishudevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, and the Asuras and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. Of course, everybody is shocked to see that form of Krishna. Text 23. Rupam Mahate Bahuvaktra Netram Mahabahu Bahubadhu Bahubahu Rupadam Bahudaram Bahudashkaralam Drishtva Loka Pravyatatham. O mighty armed one, all the planets with the demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, legs, thighs, and bellies, and you have terrible teeth, and as they are disturbed, so am I. So Krishna's universal form had terrible teeth, means how they were devouring everything. So what do I do? Should I stop here or continue for a couple of more verses?
Please continue, Prabhu.
Text 24. Navasprisham deeptam anekavarnam vyattanam deepta vishala netram drishtva hitvam praveti pantaratma dhritim navindani shamam cha Vishnu. All pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. See the situation of Arjuna. Darsha karalani chate mukhani drishtav kala nal sannidhani disho na jane na labhe cha sharma prasidha devesh jagan nivasa. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth in all directions. I'm bewildered. Text 26-27. Ami chatvam dhritarashtrasya putra sarve saha vav anipala sangha bhishma drona sutaputra stathaso sahasma diyarapi yodha mukhya vaktarani te tvar mana vishanti dasha karalani bhayanakani kechid vilagna dashnantareshu sandrishyante choner ter utmangah. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with the allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. We can only imagine what kind of teeth universal form had. He's smashing the heads of all these warriors with his teeth. So how ghastly this form must be. A fire was coming out and it was blazing like thousands of suns. And now he is seeing the teeth, and teeth is smashing all these warriors' heads, and all the warriors are going inside the mouth of this universal form. And Prabhupada explained he was also, when he was smashing the heads, the teeth, the blood was also coming out. In a previous verse, the Lord promised to show Arjun things he would be very interested in seeing. Now Arjun sees that the leaders of the opposite party, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and the sons of Dhritarashtra, and their soldiers and Arjuna's own soldiers are also being annihilated. This is an indication that after the death of nearly all the persons assembled at Kurukshetra, Arjun will emerge victorious. It's also mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, will also be smashed. So also Karna. Not only all the great warriors of the other party like Bhishma be smashed, but some of the great warriors of Arjun's side also. So basically, besides these five brothers and three from Kaurav side, Ashwatthama, Kripacharya, and Satyaki, everybody died. So anyway, I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Bhishma being devotee of Lord should be going to Lord's home, I mean Vaikuntha, or Lord is showing this for demonstration purpose, like for
Oh, this is,
what would be
see, Bhishma did not die like this. I mean, none of the warriors died like this. Their heads being smashed with universal form's teeth. As you said, it was just allegorical that they will all die. That's for sure. So Bhishma, he went to Vaikuntha Loka, which is called Parthasarthi Loka, where he is with Krishna in his serving Krishna in four-handed form.
And Prabhuji, Arjun is also in the same loka, Parthasarthi.
No, he is in different Vaikuntha planet, not Parthasarthi Loka.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? So I guess we can stop here. You all enjoy the Republic Day of India. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada, all glories.